9 out of 10 American homes are bleeding heat through gaps you can't even see. Invisible waste that costs the average household over $1,000 a year. A retrofit under $500, done in one weekend with no contractor, can slash that to nearly zero. The Department of Energy has recommended it for years. So why are 21 million families still drowning in energy bills they can't pay? For millions of American families, the monthly energy bill is no longer just an annoyance. It's a source of anxiety. In every region, households are watching their heating and cooling costs climb, with the average family now spending over $1,000 a year just to keep the temperature livable. But the pain goes deeper than high prices. 21 million households are currently behind on their utility payments, facing threats of late fees, shutoffs, or mounting debt. That's nearly 1 in 6 families struggling just to keep the heat on. This isn't a problem limited to a few old houses or drafty apartments. According to government and industry surveys, nearly 9 out of 10 American homes are under-insulated or riddled with air leaks, gaps around windows, doors, attics, and crawl spaces that let precious heat slip away. Most of these leaks are invisible, hidden behind drywall or floorboards, but together they form a network of escape routes that waste energy every hour of the day. The result? A furnace or heat pump that runs twice as long, a thermostat that never seems to reach its set point, and a utility bill that keeps rising no matter how careful you are. The scale of the waste is staggering. Taken together, American households lose billions of dollars each year to heat that never even reaches their living rooms. For an average family, that means hundreds of dollars literally vanishing through cracks and seams, money that could have gone to groceries, rent, or savings. And while energy prices jump with every cold snap or heat wave, the real culprit is often the house itself. A building envelope that was never properly sealed or insulated in the first place. Yet the solution is shockingly simple. For less than the cost of a single month's energy bill, homeowners can buy foam sealant, weather stripping, and attic insulation at any hardware store. No contractor, no permit, no loan required. The Department of Energy's own guidelines are clear. Seal air leaks first, then add insulation. If you skip the sealing step, insulation alone can't stop drafts or prevent heat from escaping. This isn't just theory, it's official best practice, and it's backed by decades of field research. Despite this, most contractors have little reason to advertise fixes that cut them out of the equation. The profit in home energy work comes from selling equipment, labor, and markups, not from showing customers how to solve the problem themselves in a weekend. So the status quo remains: millions of homes leaking energy, millions of families paying the price, and a solution that's hiding in plain sight. Heat loss in a house isn't just a slow drift, it's a constant tug of war, shaped by physics most people never see. The real culprit behind rising utility bills isn't always an aging furnace or thin insulation, but the air itself, slipping away through hidden cracks and seams. Ductwork, designed to deliver comfort, often becomes the main escape route. Field studies by the Department of Energy and ASHRAE reveal that typical home duct systems leak over 20% of the air they carry. For every $5 spent on heating or cooling, $1 is lost before it ever reaches a living space. That missing air doesn't vanish into thin air. It seeps into attics, crawl spaces, or the gaps inside walls, never making a difference where it's needed. This invisible loss forces the entire system to work overtime. When ducts leak, the furnace or air conditioner must run 50% longer to keep the house at the same temperature. The blower fan spins harder, burners cycle on and off, and the utility meter races ahead. The thermostat may read 70 degrees, but the equipment behind the scenes is straining to keep up, burning through energy just to replace what's lost to leaks. But the story doesn't end with ducts. Every unsealed window, gap beneath a door, or crack in the attic forms a network of escape routes for heat. AI infiltration, those drafts that sneak in and out, can account for 30 to 40% of a home's total heat loss. Warm air always moves toward cold, and every pathway, no matter how small, becomes an exit for comfort and cash. In winter, heated air rises and escapes through the top of the house, while cold air is drawn in below. In summer, the process flips, with hot, humid air forcing its way inside, driving up cooling costs. The Department of Energy recommends sealing leaks before adding insulation. Otherwise, it's like piling blankets on a bed with the window wide open. The solution isn't complicated or expensive, just invisible until the bill arrives. For most households, the real drain isn't the price of energy, but the steady, silent loss through cracks and ductwork no one ever thought to seal. A weekend and a few $100s are all it takes to reclaim control over runaway heating and cooling bills. The Department of Energy's official retrofit roadmap is clear and direct. Start by sealing every air leak you can find. That means tracking down gaps around windows, doors, attic hatches, and especially duct joints, anywhere that conditioned air can escape or outside air can sneak in. Foam sealant, caulk, and weather stripping form the backbone of this first step. Even small cracks add up. The EPA lists weather stripping and door sweeps as quick wins that routinely cut energy use by 5 to 15%. Once leaks are sealed, the next move is to boost attic or crawl space insulation. This step locks in the gains from air sealing, preventing heat from drifting out in winter and blocking summer's heat from pouring in. The impact isn't limited to cold months. DOE field tests show that attic insulation alone can reduce cooling energy by up to 20%, keeping homes comfortable when the temperature soars. No contractor is required for these upgrades. Materials are available at any hardware store, and the skills needed, measuring, cutting, applying adhesive, are well within reach for most homeowners. The government's guidance is simple: seal first, then insulate. Skip that order, and you lose much of the benefit. The entire process is designed to be accessible, affordable, and effective, the opposite of a high-tech, high-cost equipment swap. For those used to seeing energy bills as an unavoidable burden, this is a rare chance to break the cycle in a single weekend. A homeowner shopping for weather stripping, foam sealant, and attic insulation at the hardware store can expect to spend less than $500 for enough material to seal a typical house. Contractors quoting the same job routinely double that figure, applying a 100% markup to small-ticket items like caulk, tape, and door sweeps. Pricing guides confirm that this isn't an exception. It's standard practice across the industry, justified as compensation for inventory and overhead. But it means a simple retrofit can balloon from $500 in materials to over $1,000 on a contractor invoice. The financial advantage for do-it-yourselfers grows even larger with available incentives. The Federal Energy Efficient Home Improvement Credit allows up to $1,200 back for envelope upgrades like air sealing and insulation, reimbursing the entire cost of materials for most households. After the credit, the net out-of-pocket cost for a comprehensive air sealing and insulation project can drop below $300. That's less than a single month's utility bill in many homes, for improvements that permanently drop heating and cooling costs for years to come. The numbers are hard to ignore. For those willing to invest a weekend and a few $100s, the payback is swift and the savings are real, without ever signing a contractor agreement or taking out a loan. Inside the world of insulation and building standards, the North American Insulation Manufacturers Association, NAIMA, has played an outsized role since 1933. Public records show the group consistently funds code development workshops and lobbies for tax credits that favor large-scale, high-cost insulation projects. In 2018, a peer-reviewed study quietly tested a different approach: a $300 wall sealing and insulation package in older homes. The results were clear. Homes that followed the Department of Energy's official sequence, seal air leaks first, then add insulation, cut their heating demand by nearly a third with no new equipment and no contractor required. But the industry focus stayed fixed on bigger jobs with bigger markups. NEMA's own policy statements continue to push for high R-value spray foam and extensive upgrades, rarely mentioning the do-it-yourself route. Meanwhile, homeowners like Mike in Minnesota took matters into their own hands. After spending $487 on foam, caulk, and attic insulation, Mike tracked his gas bill over the next winter. The numbers stunned him. A drop from $340 a month to just $27, a 97% reduction. He did the work himself, following the same steps outlined in government guides, and posted his receipts and utility statements online. The evidence wasn't buried in a technical journal or trade association white paper. It was in plain sight, shared by an ordinary homeowner. For every family still struggling with high bills, stories like Mike's are proof that the most powerful fix isn't hidden. It's simply ignored. Right now, millions pay for wasted heat, while proven low-cost fixes go ignored, often by design. The Department of Energy urges sealing leaks first, yet industry profits depend on oversized upgrades. Until transparency wins over market interests, ordinary families keep losing. The solution is simple. The silence isn't.